We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Hotspots celebrates authentic holiday gatherings with terramana, cocktails, effortless charcuterie, and meaningful community moments that favor connection over perfection together.
Over 50 LGBTQ+ and abortion groups worldwide report Meta account removals, sparking censorship concerns amid policy shifts and denials globally.
Joanna Trollope, acclaimed novelist behind Queer, A Village Affair, dies at age 82, leaving a legacy of subversive, influential British fiction literature.
Budapest's mayor says police seek charges after he defied Hungary's pride ban, marching in solidarity with the queer community.
All this important LGBTQ+ news and more this evening on Queer News Tonight. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily news television show, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
Analytics company vidIQ has certified the Queer News Tonight YouTube channel as the world's most popular LGBTQ streaming news show. Our queer stories have reached over 11 million views. We are proud that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ brand in Florida.
We thank you for watching and supporting our voice and our rainbow family. There's no other news program in the LGBTQ world like Queer News Tonight.
It is Monday, December 15th. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we'll tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
You're watching Queer News Tonight, the world's first daily LGBTQ evening news show.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ+ evening news show.
Hotspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model as PBS and NPR, but created for the LGBT community. Our nonprofit mission is to support the 11 pillars of our community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our diverse community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network. In 2025, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ experience, and Queer News Tonight is celebrating our 5th anniversary with more than 11,000 LGBTQ television stories. We present South Florida's major LGBTQ events, including Pride Fort Lauderdale, Stonewall Pride, and Pride Fete. Our magazine, events, television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
In 2025, more than 100 community leaders will sit at this very table and share their voice as our anchors. Together, we host this show to support the LGBTQ+ community. Let's meet this evening's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome back to the table my friend, anchor Glen Weinzimer. He has been a South Florida advocate for over 30 years, raising awareness and more than $16 million for HIV/AIDS and for their community. And for 20 years plus, he's been doing that. So he is also a travel director and corporate events planner. Welcome back to the show, Glen.
It has been too long, my friend Faye, but I am happy to be back at the beginning of Hanukkah, day 2.
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. It's the only word I know that you can spell so many ways and still get it right.
Or get it wrong. You should know how to spell it. You know what I mean? Like for me, like I think Chanukah, so I can write it correctly out of respect, of course.
It's not Chanukah. You got see, if you're Jewish, you've got to bring it up from the back of your throat.
How?
Hanukkah, right? So it's either Hanukkah because you can't do it, or Hanukkah because you can.
I feel like I have a hairball.
Well, you do have cats.
Well, I do, and I am a lesbian.
And you are a lesbian, so there's 2 reasons why you might be choking right now.
Hanukkah.
Anyway, I did my candles all white tonight.
Okay, so what does it mean? Like, you said you were excited about the fact that you were putting more white candles for today and tomorrow. Like, what colors should it be?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I make it a rainbow. It's just that I have so many unfinished boxes from over the years. So I looked at which were the same height, and I had 4 white ones, and I thought, we'll make tonight white. Tomorrow it's going to be white and blue. And then who knows what's going to happen after that?
Who knows? It's a party.
It's a party.
I love how he's putting the candles in rainbow colors. All right, so he's making it a gay menorah, basically.
Starting white. It's completely white at the first 2 days, and then it goes crazy after that.
So do you get gifts every single day?
Not since I'm like 7.
Oh.
Then
does that go away when you become an adult?
Just like most things, like you're married for a while.
Really?
Yeah, it's just
Listen, my mom, I have to have words with you. So my mom converted to Judaism a couple of years ago, and she expects the gifts like for every.
Well, she's still new at it. So she's still like a kid. You reach a point where and part of it's my own fault because I told my parents and everyone else, please don't buy me anything that I have to pretend to like when I really don't. So just save ourselves all the trouble. Don't buy me anything unless I say I'd love that. Otherwise, it's just safer for everybody because it becomes one more thing laying around the house that you don't know what to do with.
Ay, Dios mío. That means he's got too much stuff.
But you know what I'm going to do later after this?
What?
I'm making latkes.
Ooh.
Potato pancakes.
Yeah.
And explain to me why the applesauce. It goes so perfect.
Mott's, I don't know. Somebody sponsored it. It's really about the potatoes being fried in oil because it represents the candles that stayed lit for 8 days. So originally the story goes is that there was enough oil in the temple after, I think it was the Maccabees or something like that. If there's a rabbi watching, I apologize because I'm not getting it all right. But the oil lasted 8 days instead of 1 night. And so that was a miracle of Hanukkah.
I love that.
And so, so the fried oil and things like that represent parts of the holiday.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for schooling the rest of us, right?
We all have a role in the world.
You really, no, but
Not
you do.
the Pope, but I can do okay.
And happy Hanukkah. And
Thank
happy
you.
Hanukkah to you folks,
And
all
that's
right?
the end of our show.
Now that you were schooled in all things Hanukkah, all right? Glen Weinzimer, thank you so much for being back at the table
I'm
at
happy
Queer
to be
News
back.
tonight. Let's welcome back to the table anchor Kevin Lee. He's a 3-time #1 best-selling author, transformational speaker, and intuitive life coach. This native Texan is on a mission to help you find your life purpose, spiritual fulfillment, and true happiness. Kevin Lee, welcome back to my show, show, boo.
Well,
you like how I made it my show today? It's my show today.
It's always Faye's show, but I love it.
appreciate that.
We love that. Homosexual. It's Christmas. Now we're going to step into well, I'm not Christian, but I definitely grew up in a Christian environment in Texas. So I was actually going to ask you, so instead of applesauce, what about ketchup for the pancakes?
Ew.
Oh.
Heck yeah, you got to have ketchup for the
I
potatoes.
guess if you're at like at a diner, Peter Pan or one of the others, you would get ketchup for breakfast with potatoes during the year, but not like
you got to
Hanukkah.
ketchup for the potatoes. Come on.
That's like doing ketchup on spaghetti.
Ketchup on ketchup.
Which I do
What's
like,
wrong with
by
that?
the way. Ketchup on ketchup?
Texas.
Listen, I
Anyway,
love ketchup. I love ketchup, and I can't. And I usually have your side on things like this, Kevin.
My husband will agree. My husband will agree. It's all about ketchup in my house.
I bet. So I got a question for you, Kevin.
me.
Okay, listen. Right now, it's the holidays. We're knee deep in it. From the shopping to the cooking to just already planning for the family to come in for the holidays.
Yes.
The work parties.
Yes.
Having our coworkers get drunk at these parties and do things and say things that they shouldn't. There's so much stress right now, right? You as a life coach, you make people know where their path should be going, right? You know?
Right. And how to handle it.
And how to handle it. Like, I mean, what would you tell one of your clients right now how to deal with being pulled in 50,000 directions and still having a smile on your face?
Especially after you open the trunk and see the noose.
Oh, exactly. Oh, yes, exactly. Well, let me tell you, don't go to your Christmas party with your coworkers, right, and have a drink. You got to slow the roll there. But I'll tell you this, in all sincerity, you know, at this time is super stressy because of coworkers and job parties and families. And so one of the things that I always tell my clients and my students and my audiences is really just to surround yourself with friends, the people that lift you up, the positive people in your life. That's really what matters. If you have challenges with your family, I've got challenges. And the way that I work through that is we respect each other from a distance. And so sometimes you just have to step out of what society expects you to do, go home and show up for family. Maybe that's not the best thing for you on a health level, right?
Wow.
Emotional and spiritual level.
And you're choosing you, and you're choosing you.
Me.
I love that.
That's exactly right. I am pouring into myself that when I need that the most.
It
and
goes
the holidays
to the Friends
tough.
Thanksgiving.
Well, you know what they call the
that.
Christmas one? They call it, what the heck did they call it? Well, I should know.
Hanukkah.
No, it's, well, Hanukkah. I don't know what do they call it? Kevin, come on. I can't
About
think.
Christmas. What do you
No, there's a name for it. Friendsmas, that's it. Friendsmas. You bring your friends over for Christmas.
Okay.
Whenever they don't have family.
Yeah.
So that's the little sister to the
No, but I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And again, like you don't have to go home for the holidays,
You really
right?
don't.
Like, you know, like you love your family and sometimes you're loving them more by staying home.
Yep. My friends, a lot of my friends are my family. I consider them family. I would give them the keys to my house. So I want to spend time with them. I want to cook for them. I want to provide just a beautiful atmosphere and evening. Spend time with my friends. We're so busy, most of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
100%. And if you don't know who that chosen family is, this is a good way to find out, right? Who would you let your pet with? Okay? Who would you allow to take care of your pet? That right there, you know that person is your chosen family. Because I got a lot of friends and I wouldn't trust Padme with most of them. All right? But the ones I would let Glenn take care of her because he knows how much she means to me. You know what I mean? That is chosen family. That's how you know.
I've got 6 Cairn Terriers, so if a friend came to take care of my 6 Cairn Terriers, that's a friend.
That's a friend for life.
That's a lot of dang work.
Friend for life.
That's a lot of
7?
6.
6?
6 Cairn Terriers.
The ones
Are
from
they
Wizard
dogs?
of Oz.
Toto from Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Six
So
of
if you
those.
got a friend that'll come and walk your dog and feed them and burp them and love them and all that.
Those are your friends.
That's your friend.
Okay, and
That's
another
your
way
family.
another way, if you're wondering if you're gay, if you have 6 of those dogs, you're gay.
Exactly.
Just to
Do you
let
have
you
the
know.
basket like they did? Like
Well,
the
we
witch
actually
did?
have the Dorothy
jump-
dress in the closet at home.
All right.
There you
His
go.
husband.
go.
His
Halloween.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens. Well, Kevin Lee, thank you so much for being back at the table at Queer News Tonight.
And of course, let's welcome tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is a legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of Hotspots Happening Out's The FayWhat Show. Faye, Unity on the Bay's New Year's Eve Burning Bowl will be held on December 31st. Tell me what's happening, not with just that, but also with you.
I will, my love. All right. So Unity on the Bay invites the community to a New Year's Eve burning bowl service on Wednesday, December 31st from 6:30 p.m. to 8, held at Temple Israel and also online. This uplifting evening features live music, an aspiring message, and a sacred burning bowl ritual. Participants will write down old patterns, old fears, and limitations and release them into the fire, making space for renewal. Designed to close 2025 with intention and welcome in 2026 with clarity and courage. The service offers a powerful moment of reflection and transformation. More details are available at unityonthebay.org. And you are done by 8:30, okay? You're literally out the door and you have plenty of time to get to your New Year's Eve party. And you've already accomplished such a big gift for yourself for 2026, you know? Yes. I mean, you know, we've all got fears. We've all got boundaries. We've all got limitations. To be able to write them down, see them clearly on a paper, and then burn them.
Right.
And be able to, I'm getting chills.
And release them.
And release them.
And get a new safe word for the new year.
Yes. That's a white stone ceremony, actually.
Sure.
You know that?
I did not
Actually,
know
it is.
that.
It's to get a word for the next year.
I love this ritual because Yom Kippur was one of the highest, holiest
Oh,
holidays
please, tell me about that.
the Jewish community. And one of the things you do on that day is you take your sins symbolically to a water, river, lake, whatever happens to be near you, and you release those sins, things that, releasing the hurt that you may have given to others, forgiveness for things that have happened during the year, you know, ask for love and just a brand new clean start to the new year with letting everything go, which is exactly what this seems to be.
Yeah.
So I think that's awesome that those two rituals are very similar and also release you.
Yeah.
And if you're Jewish, you get to release it twice a year because you could do Yom Kippur and New Year's Eve, so twice.
So you get to do it twice.
So if you mess up between September and December,
if you do more bad things, you can put it in. Or maybe you forgot some stuff because that happens as well, you know.
Yeah. Make a list.
And get this, Glenn, we have our services at a Jewish temple.
I saw that Temple Israel.
Isn't that cool?
That is very cool.
While our place is getting renovated and hopefully we'll be in it by the end of 2026. But, you know, again, intentional, right? Like, you know, why carry all that crap into the new year? And this is a wonderful way to do so in a safe environment, you know, and you won't be part of the fire. Don't worry. Nobody will get burned or anything like that. They have people there to do that. And, you know, you give yourself a little gift and a wonderful way to kick off the new year in a blessed way, choosing you. I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up gay culture. Hotspots magazine highlights real holiday magic and effortless hosting. Our Hotspots Happening Out LGBTQ lifestyle magazine, Hotspots, is back with features on creating real, meaningful holiday moments and hosting with ease this festive season. In real, meaningful, and full of manner, the issue reminds readers that the holidays rarely look like the glossy greeting card version you grew up with, and that's a good thing. Instead of chasing perfection, the feature celebrates authenticity, community, and connection. It spotlights Terramana's recipes for real manna, including festive cocktails and an interactive cocktail generator designed to help everyone embrace celebrations that reflect their own lives, tastes, and communities in a way that feels real and authentic. The issue also features easy, elegant charcuterie boards for effortless holiday hosting, showing how simple spreads can still deliver premium flavor. With artisan meats, firm cheeses, olives, crostini, and sommelier approved pairings like Syrah or Aligote. The guide proves that sophistication doesn't have to be complicated. From heartfelt gatherings to delicious hosting inspiration, this Hotspots issue is filled with the flavors, warmth, and joy our community loves. This feature story and many more are included in your free copy of the upcoming issue of Hotspots magazine on stands this Thursday, December 18th. And can you look at the screen and see how hot Ellie Lay looks on the cover of Hotspots? Look at him looking like a little bong bong. Wanna take the wrapper off. Yeah.
Right. The screen kept scanning him up and
down.
Yeah.
Listen, so I love this. The holidays don't have to be perfect to be meaningful, you know? And I love what a popularity and what a rise charcuterie boards have become, because it's easy. You can literally feed any kind of group, big or small, finicky or not, you know what I mean? Healthy or not. I mean, you can literally look in your fridge and take everything out of it and make it part of your charcuterie, and it will go.
It will.
You know, from fig jam to cookies, you know, to crackers, to fruit, to strawberries, to grapes, and everything in between. It goes in a charcuterie board for a wonderful festive time.
Absolutely. And you can roll it into little like circles and make little flower arrangements. And I mean, if you got the gay touch, you know, you need to have one of us come over just to take that charcuterie board and move it up a notch. But
of course,
it is a fun project to do, and you can make really mediocre quality into looking absolutely fantastic and tasting better by the way you present.
It's all about color patterns and repeating patterns and all that. Yeah, I love that.
Some hard cheese, some soft cheese.
You go on TikTok and they'll tell you. I mean, like you said, it'll be like a whole beautiful piece of artwork. Or you can just, you know, like you don't need to be like a big time chef to be able to put something together like this.
But take the effort, take it out of the public, slice sections of ham and actually roll it and present it. Don't just put down a half pound of cheese.
Oh, well, how about the drink generator that they talked about? Like, how cool is that? If somebody comes in and goes, look, I like sweet, or I don't like, you know what I mean? I'm a whiskey kind of person, or like, you know, or maybe I'm not drinking. Do you have a mocktail? You know what I mean?
And I would say, did you bring your own? If you wanted it and I don't have it, you should have brought it yourself. That's the holiday spirit.
It did not say BYOB anywhere on there, Glenn.
No, it did not.
Jeez. Anyway, listen, you know, Hotspots gets it right, all right? It's all about centering authenticity. It's not about fantasy. If you see something on TikTok and you know, maybe you can redo it, but if you don't, give it your gayness and it'll be extra special just because you did it.
Exactly.
Right? Right. That's what it's all about.
I'm Kevin Lee, and let's queer up business. Meta accused of silencing LGBTQ+ and abortion voices in major takedown wave. Meta is facing fresh accusations of censoring LGBTQ+ and abortion access groups after dozens of accounts were removed across Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. According to The Guardian, more than 50 organizations worldwide say their accounts were taken down, with many linked to queer advocacy and reproductive health. While most affected groups are based in the UK and Europe, organizations in Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East were also impacted. Martha Dimitrito of Repro Uncensored said, within the last year, especially since the new U.S. presidency, we have seen a definite increase in accounts being taken down, not only in the U.S., but also worldwide as a ripple effect. This has been, to my knowledge, at least one of the biggest waves of censorship we are seeing, end quote. The removals come amid ongoing backlash over Meta's recent policy changes, which loosened rules around hate speech targeting queer people. Critics warn the changes could fuel real-world harm. Meta denies targeting any specific movement. A spokesperson said, quote, every organization and individual on our platform is subject to the same set of rules, end quote, question mark, adding that the abortion-related policies have not changed. Advocates say that the impact tells a very different story. It's really very troubling to me that we have these somewhat monopoly-type social media platforms.
Somewhat.
That are, they must be robot run because you can never get a human on the customer support line when you need it. I've had to deal with them in the recent past few years when my accounts were hacked and I lost part of my business. It was shut down for a while. So, but just this whole concept of losing your organization's voice, it's once again going back to being made invisible, being dismissed, being wiped off, really the slate of us wiped off clean. And to me, it's very personal because we have a right to have a voice in the world.
Yeah.
So it's very heartbreaking. And the only thing we can do, as far that I can tell, is we are the commodity on social media. We are the ones that are a product of the advertising. And so the only way to really fight that is to, what is our plan? What is your organization's plan in case social media does take your organization down? How are you going to get those followers and your friends and whatnot? How are you going to get those into your organization's database so you can have control over them?
Yeah.
In other words, reach out to them and stay in touch with them. But social media can shut you down in a heartbeat.
And what do you do without it, right? Like you said, you lost a part of your
4
job,
months,
you know, like
shut down.
And I have to say, as you know, a TV host, I'm even afraid of us having this conversation, to be completely honest, all right? Because I lost my Facebook for a month, and I was verified. And I was verified.
That's
okay?
surprising.
And it was very difficult as to what I had to do to try to get it back.
Right.
And then I ended up knowing somebody who's also an anchor at the table. Thank you, Jason Nunez, who knew somebody at Meta.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, like it had to go to such extremes, and it took forever for them to even get back to him. All right,
Crazy.
So I'm fearful. And then you add to it that they also own IG and they also own WhatsApp. What are the 3 apps that I'm mostly on? Are those 3?
Me too.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's like, yeah, they're monopolizing and they're working hard at it and they're accomplishing it.
Right.
You know, there is no rhyme or reason as to what you can do to combat them, right? Like my wife is like, stop being verified. Don't give them $1, right? But being verified was the only reason that I can even get in contact with a real person when this happened, right? So it's tough. You know, hate speech is not right, which is why I got off X, right? Once you're allowed to use the N-word, I'm out. There's no way, you know. What are you going to say about our community, right? So, are we on that track to be the new X as Facebook?
I
mean, here we are.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And it's been happening for a while because I too, like both of you have lost my access to my Facebook at one point, and it went on for several months. And it was the same thing. I knew somebody who knew somebody, but I didn't even know the person knew it. It was just one of those things. I mentioned it to another friend who happened to tell somebody who was in a room with people that one of them had influence over at Facebook because he was a legal representative for them. But I could not get my account back. And there is literally no one you can talk to.
That's exactly right.
There's no phone number. You can Google everything you can think of. And it's impossible to get a hold of a representative who's willing to listen to your story.
Yes.
You know, because they don't even tell you really why they took you down. They just take you down.
No, and it was like, you're in review. We're reviewing. So, I mean, you're going to find a bunch of naked boys on my shit. You know what I mean? Like, what are you reviewing? Tell me now you're taking away this page. So, to your point, where will we be okay without Facebook, right? You have to understand that there might be a time that we'll lose Facebook. So now what? Where do we go from here, right? Where will you watch your Queer News Tonight, right? You're going to have to go on YouTube. You need to know that, you know? I mean, now, abortion, like now advocates can't even speak the truth on when it comes to, you know, abortion bans, abortion rules, stuff like that. Just educating folks. That's not allowed either. And like you said, bots are the ones that are checking all of that, right? So I have a friend, Paul Rhodes. Hi, Paul. He commented on somebody's thing. His comment got flagged. Crazy. You know, and for someone just reporting his comment, his Facebook account got taken down. I mean,
bots. Yep.
Yeah.
And they're not going to go check this bot.
No, they're not.
And they're not going to review it. It's just going to sit in review forever. because it's all computers.
Tragedy.
Exactly. So someone with a lot of money has to start a different one. So an independent can, instead of a monopoly, can give us another voice.
Exactly.
Otherwise, we got to learn to go back to the future and figure out what we did before all of this.
And it's not the first time they're doing this, and it's not their first time. You know what I mean? So for them to say it might be a glitch, F you. This is not a glitch. It's a pattern. You're showing me.
It's a total to not have customer support. It's a choice as an international, probably $1 trillion organization.
Because we're slaves to them, Kevin.
Yes, we are. It's a choice.
You know that it can be done because we know, like GM, other huge corporations, there's someone to call to be able to get a hold of, to listen to you and escalate it where it needs to be and find fair results. But we don't have that option with these multimedia companies, these social media ones. Yeah.
It's tough. So again, goes back to what is your organization going to do as a backup plan to protect your voice, your presence in the world? And so how do you stay in touch with your fans, your followers, your tribe, your community? And so really, you've got to get them off social media into your company's database so that you can stay in touch. You know, I lost 15,000 people for 4 months. And let me tell you, it was crickets in my email box.
Because if you don't stay relevant, then
people were reaching out. It was very strange. Very strange, very heartbreaking.
Wow, well, we'll keep on this story and more to come for sure. I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up lesbian and queer women. Joanna Trollope, author of lesbian classic A Village Affair, dies at 82. Best-selling English author Joanna Trollope, whose groundbreaking novel A Village Affair centered on a lesbian love story, has died at the age of 82. Trollope wrote more than 30 books, including The Rector's Wife and Other People's Children, publishing under her own name and the pseudonym Caroline Harvey. Though often labeled the queen of the Aga saga, she rejected the term as patronizing, saying her work was quite subversive, quite bleak. Her daughters, Louise and Antonia, said she was a beloved and inspirational mother who passed away peacefully at her Oxfordshire home. Released in 1989, A Village Affair follows Alice, a married woman who forms a life-changing bond with Clodagh Unwin in a small English village. The novel was adapted by ITV in 1995 and became an early, rare depiction of lesbian love on British television. Born in 1943, Trollope became a full-time writer in 1980 and later received both an Order of the British Empire and the Commander of the Order of the British Empire for her contributions to literature. You know, Joanna Trollope mattered. Plain and simple, right? A Village Affair gave lesbian love a quiet human dignity at a time when we barely existed on any screen. So that kind of storytelling saved lives, you know, including all of ours. Her legacy proves representation doesn't need spectacle to be revolutionary. Sometimes it just needs to be honest, like she was. And some of her pictures from back in the day, she could get it. She was beautiful.
Absolutely. I love that.
You had to go there, didn't you?
I had to. I had to, because, you know, I've
always been me. You're a woman
who
wrote all these stories, and it's all about how
it's all about me and how she looked. I'm sorry.
Well, let me tell you, 1989, I went off to nursing school, went off to college, actually, and headed towards nursing school. It was one of the first gay books that I actually could get access to. Because I went to in Texas, you know, very conservative. So I went to a private Christian, highly conservative high school in Austin. And so this was one of the first books. It was beautiful. I was big into the whole London, UK thing, England thing. And I love the story. I love the characters. I love English countryside and gardens. I grew up on a farm, so I loved the whole garden aspect of it. But it was truly a beautiful novel. So when this story came up, it really just kind of reminded me of a point in my life that it was a sense of freedom for me to be off at college and to be reading queer literature that I didn't have access to. Yeah. And so it meant a lot. It was nice to see this story.
Yeah, I'd love to learn more about her life. You know, how she got to where she was. She had 2 kids, were they adopted or not adopted. Just sort of how she progressed to find her voice and to be able to write these stories when she was 40 years old, I think is what they said, 40 years after. So, yeah, it's a great story. And it's nice to hear of these unspoken heroes that we don't realize or recognize are out there. Right. And when something like this comes up, you know, thank you, Queer News for Tonight, for finding this story and sharing it.
Positive news.
100%, 100%. And it doesn't matter that it's a story about a lesbian love. I think we can all relate to it. It doesn't matter if you're a gay boy, trans, non-binary, whatever it is. Queer love is queer love. You know what I mean? And like, you know, hiding is part of our DNA, right? And just being in love and not being able to share it, like all of that, you know, we can relate to in such a wonderful way. And she was doing this before people were doing that, you know? So, Joanna, my hat's off to you, and thank you.
I'm Glen Weinzimer, and let's queer up the world view. Budapest mayor faces charges after defying Hungary's pride ban. Budapest mayor says Hungary's government is moving to charge him for standing with the queer community. Mayor Gergely Karakszany has revealed he is facing charges for helping to organize a banned pride rally in the Hungarian capital. Despite a national ban, tens of thousands of people marched through Budapest on June 28th, including Karakszany himself, in open defiance of Prime Minister Viktor Orbán's government. On Thursday, December 11th, Karakszany posted a video to Facebook explaining that police have concluded their investigation and are recommending charges. He said, as reported by Politico, quote, "The police concluded their investigation against me in connection with the Budapest Pride March in June, with a recommendation to press charges. They accused me of violating the new law of freedom of assembly, which is completely absurd," end quote. Karakszany said he was questioned by police in August and has now received formal notice in the case. He added, quote, "I am proud that I took every political risk for the sake of my city's freedom," end quote. Hungary's ruling Fidesz party passed a law in March 2025 banning pride marches, claiming queer visibility threatens minors. The law allows fines of up to 200,000 forints, or about $550 for organizers and attendees. This story, so last night I got to see the movie Nuremberg. Mm-hmm. And then reading about this story today before we were going to do it, that if you haven't seen Nuremberg, you have to. It talks about how they got to take away people's rights and how Göring is the main character in the movie, and he was the number 2 to Hitler. And all those things that they did to remove people's freedoms slowly, methodically, to get to a place where they were solving the final solution. And this is no different. And I'm so proud of someone in an environment like that, where you probably have less coverage and help at your doorstep that we do face here with the atrocities we're seeing, that he stood up in a place like that where he could potentially disappear overnight and never be heard from again. And that's the honest truth. And the fact that 10,000 people marched. And
Tens of
thousands marched. And I saw a visual of them crossing the bridge.
Wow.
You know, that was extremely impactful and gave me goosebumps, which I have now.
It bodes well for them.
It does. It says a lot about we're not going to, hopefully the world is going to stand up a little bit as we get further and further. You know, maybe that's one of the things that comes out of this whole nightmare that we're living, that people will stand up and say, never again.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of Mayor Karakszany because this gentleman is standing up in a country where the laws are not supportive for people for queer communities, and they would rather spew this mistruth about the queer community and pedophilia and all this when, you know, it's just a ridiculous myth. And the gay community is not going after children. It's the heterosexual community that is, especially the men, that are causing these issues. And it's just it's religious smoke and mirrors. That's what's behind it all. And it's being politicized and used in a way to really control parts of the community for political gain. And I feel really bad for the people there.
Yeah, and like you said, they don't have as many organizations.
They don't.
We can spit and find 3 nonprofits to help us depending on what we need,
There's
right?
2 or 3 right
help
here.
with. There literally are, right? That's the blessing of it all. That's, including us as a nonprofit as well, that they don't have that luxury there, and, a shout out and thoughts to those tens of thousands of people that came out. Bring that story here to the U.S., right? And you tell people we're going to arrest you if you go protest, many folks would stay the F home.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
There where, like Glenn said, someone could disappear tomorrow and, how they treat people in prisons are not at all any way, shape, or form human, or even dealing with their humanity. Yet they're out there being proud of who they are.
Exactly.
And then people have the nerve to say we choose to be this way. I mean, it's mind-boggling. Right, So this mayor will definitely be in our thoughts. I really hope that they don't follow through with this. You know what I mean? Somebody comes to their nerves, to their senses, and says, let's let this gentleman go. But again, they are not in the U.S. It is way different over there.
Different. And they're still going to indict him.
Yes.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up entertainment. Cynthia Erivo jokes about a Lavender marriage. Here's what fans are Googling. Wicked stars Cynthia Erivo and Jonathan Bailey set the internet on fire after a steamy Wonderland magazine photo shoot. Reposting one image, Erivo called their pairing the sexiest lavender marriage in history, sending fans rushing to Google. A lavender marriage historically meant a relationship used to hide one or both partners' queerness, common in old Hollywood. Erivo, who is queer and bisexual, and Bailey, who is gay, aren't actually married. Duh. Erivo is dating Lena Waithe, and Bailey has said his partner is a lovely man. I love this. Lavender marriage. I mean, like, you know, I think I love the term, and, you know, just the fact that that was a term labeling, two people, two humans that were part of the LGBTQ plus community, but were helping each other hide.
Exactly.
In some way, shape, or form.
And they were helping two others, because typically they were in a relationship, a legal relationship, and each partner had their own partner. So there were four in that relationship. I had a client many years ago from Fire Island when I was doing private nursing, and he lived in a lavender relationship. I didn't even think that was a thing. I didn't even know about it. And he had a wife for probably over 50 years and a partner. And he died probably in his 80s, but he lived for the vast majority. I'd say probably the last 15 years he was openly gay, but the vast majority of it he was closeted, even to his family.
Wow. Okay.
And you look at Hollywood in the 20s and 30s. I mean, Debbie Reynolds was a cover for a lot of the actors. Rock Hudson had lots of people that were.
He had a lot of beard.
Elizabeth Taylor and all these people that went out and either dated him allegedly or showed up at red carpet events and stuff, all to cover them. And how many of those marriages?
Well, I was thinking about the woman with the glasses that's at Vogue. What's her name?
I cannot remember.
Who?
Yes.
Anna Wintour. Okay,
yes.
Her husband, gay.
Yeah. Yep.
Gay.
Obviously.
Okay, no, obviously, and it was like not a thing where she was like, yeah, that was how we had made this decision many years ago, right? You can say that it might have been a business thing, but we love each other, and that was that. You know, if we go back to when a lot of our siblings were dying from AIDS, right? Lesbians were the ones that were at the bedside of many of these men that were shunned by their families. You know, that was the time where the acronym changed from GL to LG because of that. And with that, women expected for the gay boys to help us with some sperm in the future to make children. And it was supposed to be a way to help each other, you know, kind of populate the future with queer loving kids, you know, and that never happened. Who dropped the ball? The gay boys did.
Yep. They were out having a drink.
And you were making an assumption that the kids were going to be gay. I think is what you just said, which I don't think you meant.
No, queer loving kids.
Queer loving.
Oh, queer loving kids.
Like, you know, like them loving that their parents are queer. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you for correcting that for me. Because I was like, what did she just say? That makes no sense.
No, but thank you for correcting it for you folks also, because I just said queer loving kids, and that's not what I meant. You know what I mean? Like, kids that love their parents who are queer, regardless. And in turn, love the world, even if they're different.
Exactly. LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up the USA view. Pop stars push back as Trump White House uses their music. Several major pop artists are calling out Donald Trump's White House for using their music without consent. Stars including Zaha, Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, Celine Dion, ABBA, and Jesse Glynn object to their songs soundtracking White House posts, some tied to ICE arrest montages. Under Trump's second term, immigration raids and deportations have surged nationwide. Critics note that many detainees were later found to be U.S. citizens, asylum seekers, or people with valid visas. This started in his first administration when he was pulling this, and there have been so many famous rock stars and such that were complaining back then. I didn't approve, a Billy Joel type that would say, I don't approve you singing my song to support your rally when you come out on stage. I mean, I don't know how YMCA has not lost its mind, because every time he comes out, he's doing the whole YMCA thing. Yeah. It doesn't get gayer than that. It
doesn't. But one of the original writers of that is fine with it. God knows, he kissed the ring and got money for it. But
But it's a shame that, we've gotten to this place where an artist is being used in a way that they were never intended to be. Yeah. And I don't know where that stands with the Constitution or anything else with right to free speech, but
they're trying to get eyes on their whatever you want to call this, the horrible advertising for ice. You see it on TV, all these commercials.
Because they play positive music. You know, so you kind of like get into, oh my God, this is fun.
They're trying to reach younger audiences, wider audiences, and I don't agree either. I think it's pretty atrocious. Yes.
But it's weird how they don't ask permission. Like, in what, you know what I mean? We're still in the U.S. That's kind of odd. Like, people are like, you know, like, I want to use Gloria Gaynor, so I'm going to ask Gloria Gaynor to use her song. You know what I mean? Like, and what the F? Doesn't Kid Rock have enough songs for you? Use all of his shit. Like, nobody, you know, there was something that he came out for something. And they used Defying Gravity. Like, how effing dare you? Like, that right there, you cross the line when you're going to use Wicked stuff. I mean, come on.
Because your people haven't even seen Wicked because they don't understand the message behind it.
No, they probably think it's too woke.
Right.
Let's queer up entertainment. Even Mama Ru forgets sometimes. Take a look. A clip of RuPaul forgetting his iconic Drag Race catchphrase has gone viral after appearing on RuPaul's official TikTok and spreading over to Twitter.
Once you start digging around inside and looking for what's real, there's no going back. It's no going back, and you have to walk through that fire. You have to walk through that fear. But I promise you, on the other side of that is what you're looking for. So, how you gonna love somebody else? Listen, how to go? You can't love yourself. Yeah. I got this. If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? There it
is! Glenn, Faye, I got this. Okay? You know, bless his heart. Let me tell you, I have been on stage, I've been on camera, and the things that I've said over and over and over again, hundreds of times, you literally do blank out. It happens. I get it. He was having a moment. He was in a thought, and I get it. I've been there.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you've been in front of people that you know, and you know their names, and you're like caught up in the moment, and you're saying something, and you're like, oh my God, where did your name go? Like, oh, it was just there.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
It is a real thing, and he's only human, just like the rest of us. And he covered it, not covered it. He led into it really well, and owned the fact that, like, at that point he didn't remember what it was, and just his reaction to it alone made it even better.
It was so cute,
right? And then he posted it on his own social media. It's not like, you know, oh, look what we found about RuPaul. Ha ha.
Like, not a story. Basically, he's saying this is not a story. I made a mistake.
Hey,
it has nothing to do with age
forget about
or whatever.
Stuff.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, I was in a conversation where this wouldn't normally be the next line, and I said it. So good for him.
I mean, come on, he's got RuPaul Canada, Thailand, Spain. I mean, like, you know, there's so much going on. World of Wonder. He's got the thing in Vegas. He's got the fracking. He's busy.
Busy. Mama Ru's busy in the kitchen.
Mama Ru's
cooking up for Christmas, I think.
LGBTQ 1 minute news. Let's queer up politics. JD Vance shares awkward Trump anecdote about shoe size and more. Vice President J.D. Vance shared an eyebrow-raising story at a White House holiday party, saying he'll never, ever forget a moment with President Donald Trump. In the Oval Office, Trump reportedly compared shoe sizes and quipped, quote, "You know you can tell a lot about a man by his shoe size," end quote. Vance, who wears a size 13, joked, quote, "We won't ask the second lady for comment on that particular topic," end quote. The anecdote joins Trump's long-running habit of commenting on men's bodies. But guess what? Obama had it bigger than both of you. That's all I gotta say.
And I do not want to visualize what his size looks like or him naked.
Exactly. I don't care about the length of the Cheeto.
Ew, the cheat. Oh, look, I will just say that Stormy Daniels said it was
1 minute news. Let's queer up sports. Trailblazer Jason Collins faces new fight after cancer diagnosis. Jason Collins, the first out gay NBA player, revealed in an essay for ESPN that he's been diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma. Without treatment, he said the cancer could be fatal within months, but he's going to fight it. Now married to longtime partner Brunson Green, Collins says he's pursuing advanced treatments and living openly. It's a sad story because anyone who has cancer is deserves our heart.
It's scary.
It is scary. You don't know where the future is going to hold, and they've given him very sad news where they say it could be only a couple of months before we lose someone like this. And him being an out NBA player with a first, there's a lot to it.
That's a big deal.
It is.
Especially in the NBA when, especially being queer and being black is taboo in the black community. So I really just salute this man for being willing to stand up and stand out openly in a time of personal crisis. And he deserves to live his best life right now.
Yeah, and putting himself like on display right now, right? I'm a cancer survivor, and during that time, your brain is fizzled, okay? You really feel that your body's really turning against you, and you don't know how to talk about it, right? So to be able to go through this publicly, right, is ginormous. And also to take the queer community along with him, like, hey, I'm out, I'm who I am, I'm going to love who I am, I'm going to go through this treatment, which you're going to beat, okay, because you're not going to go without treatment. You're going to do the treatment, and you're going to come out on the other end an even bigger inspiration to many. And we look forward to that for sure.
Jason is in all of our thoughts, and his family and his partner. And prayers and hope for the best.
These are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight, and our anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ family.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Don't forget to join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform. Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your lead anchor, FayWhat, and I thank you for joining us on behalf of my fellow LGBTQ anchors here at Queer News Tonight, including Glen Weinzimer and Kevin Lee. We'll see you daily at 8 p.m. to our LGBTQ+ world. We wish you a good night.